and Elliot sat writing at a little table in the old, familiar drawing room, the afternoon sun softly illuminating the pages on which she poured her thoughts. She was back at her father's house, attending to the affairs that the recent days had left in disarray. Her heart was heavy with queasiness, though not entirely unfamiliar, for it had carried her burden for years now. The family was once prosperous, but Sir Walter's recklessness had brought them low, and, though often overlooked, had a kind and sensible nature that was relied upon for advice. She was the quiet confidant within the chaos, observing yet participating with a subdued grace. Her thoughts were interrupted by the entrance of Lady Russell, her close friend and motherly figure. Lady Russell had always admired Anne for her depth and intelligence. "And, my dear," she murmured, with a slight lift of her brow, "it appears Mr. Elliot has been making some inquiries about the state of 𝐂h𝐚p𝐭e𝐫." And looked up, her pen pausing mid-letter. The news was not entirely surprising, but it sent a ripple of complexity through her mind. "I have heard rumors, Lady Russell, though I am not sure I trust in his intentions. He's a clever man, but his motives have always seemed self-serving." Lady Russell sighed, crossing the room with a languid grace only years of refinement and practice could bestow. "He is, undoubtedly, a man of ambition. But consider the benefits, and he might restore 𝐂h𝐚p𝐭e𝐫 to its former glory." "Perhaps. Yet I fear the cost might be too dear, and not from our coffers," Anne replied, with a wavering determination that veiled her deeper uncertainties. Both women let the conversation settle, the silence of the room wrapping them in contemplation. The days that followed were filled with social visits and polite engagements, the constant whirl of activity that demanded the attention of a lady at her standing. And found herself increasingly in the company of Captain Wentworth. His presence awoke an emotional tempest within her, one of regret mixed with an enduring affection. They spoke of trivial matters, but Anne sensed an undercurrent in their exchanges. The captain was, as always, direct and thoughtful in his spoke words, but there was a hint of something else, something more tender and confessed, within his eyes. Eventually, the moment of truth arrived, a pause in the conversation which spoke more profoundly than any well-crafted sentence ever could. They were alone, apart from the group, beneath an old cedar tree, the shade creating a world apart from society's prying eyes. "And," Frederick began, stepping closer until the space between them was delicate and fraught, "there are things I must know about your sentiments. I came back for closure perhaps, but there is still no end to my feeling for you.